Hey everybody, I'm Matthew Stale. Here's your talking points for the week. 101 with Lubbock Mayor Dan Pope and what he thinks about how far we've come since the start of the pandemic last March. And 5 Good Minutes with State Representative Dustin Burrows, who joins us from Austin to talk about his legislative priorities this session.
From the studios of KAMC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd.
Thanks so much for joining us. Brian's off this week. Mayor Dan Pope says things are starting to look better here in the Hub City when it comes to fighting COVID-19. Business capacity is up. Most of our kids are in school. And according to him, the vaccine rollout is going much better than expected. But looking back, is there anything he wished he would have done better as a leader? Here's our conversation.
Today, really just want to talk about COVID and just where we've come from to where we are now. And that's really my first question. I mean, this week, I believe we saw one day we had 17 cases. One day we had about 50 cases. I think we may have saw 70 at one point. Our active case total below 1,000 for the first time in months. I mean,
6 months. Yeah, 6 months, I think. Yeah.
Who would have thought? And just from your perspective as a leader of the city, just talk about that to where we are really doing great.
I'm proud of our citizens for taking this seriously, for taking care of themselves, their families, and their neighbors. I'm really encouraged by the vaccinations. That's we know that that's a big part of recovery. And I'm pleased at how many of our citizens want to be vaccinated. And I'm so, I'm just proud of our team and the work that they're doing at the vaccination clinic to make sure we're getting as much of that vaccine in the arms of, Lubbockites and West Texans. So, we're in a good spot. The hospitals, I could talk for, all afternoon about our hospitals and what they've done during this pandemic, but we're in a good spot. And I think it's my appreciation is to everyone for a team effort, because that's how we got to where we are. And that's how we'll get to what I think by the summer will be a really good spot, Matt.
And that's my next question. I mean, let's say June 1st of this year, where do you think we'll be?
I think we'll be in a better spot in June 1st than we are today. There's a few things that we're really watching closely. We're watching, we talked about new cases. We're looking at positivity rate. We're looking at where those new cases are coming from. And nothing stands out to us as something that we want to watch. Certainly, we know there's new variants of the virus coming, but we also know that the vaccine is largely safe and effective against all of those. And we talked about it yesterday on our press conference, but we're talking about the 2 vaccines that we're giving right now in Lubbock are more than 90% effective. And I had a friend the other day arguing about the downside of that, the 10% that the lack of effectiveness. And most people don't realize that on a yearly basis that the flu vaccine that we encourage people to take is regularly 30 to 45% effective. I mean, it's this vaccine is remarkably spot on. And so that's a big part of where we'll be on June 1. I think by June 1, we very well could be at a different place with indoor gatherings and with outdoor gatherings. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to comment on or take a best guess as to where we'll be with face coverings. But I do like the trajectory we're on. In this case, we like that one that's going down, and so we're excited about that.
Hospitalizations are down under 15%. That's something you definitely harped on a lot. We've got to bring the hospitalizations down. We've been down under that number. Business capacity up 75%. Bars can reopen. You're a business guy. Talk about, what do you expect from our businesses, even though they've now got an opportunity to have more folks within their establishments? What's your message to them, even though, they've now got a little more leeway as the leader? What would you say to them?
Well, my message is, stay the course. We're glad that we're able to to provide more opportunity from a reopening standpoint. I think the restaurants, the 50 to 75% it allows them to add a few tables. Remember that the governor's order requires 6-foot spacing. So, I mean, I'm not sure that that's, utopia for our restaurants. I do know that the ones that are, effective with their takeout and with their, and couple that with dining in seem to be surviving. I'm not sure that there's a lot of our restaurants that are thriving. I think that's why we need to stay the course with this. So we're starting to see good news. We got sales tax for December yesterday, and it was ahead of last year. And in fact, for the first quarter, our sales tax results are a little better than what we expected. So that's a real good indicator of how our economy is doing. But there's still some places that are really hurting. And we talked about restaurants. I think hotels, folks in the entertainment space are hurting. And that's where those jobs, that's where those people that have lost jobs, many of them are. We were at 2.8, 2.9% unemployment a year ago. The last numbers we saw, the January numbers was 5.2%. So it went as high as just nearly 11. We're down to 5.2. We're going in the right direction, but we still have to get those people back to work. And we keep working on, we work every day on creating an environment where businesses want to invest. I think Lubbock is a good place to be. We're socially distanced by nature. It's still relatively affordable to live here. We've got good street infrastructure. It's a safe place to live. My bets are on Lubbock, Matt.
Let's rewind just a little bit to about 9 months ago when the pandemic kicked off. We got our cases here in Lubbock. You have these emergency declarations that the city was putting out. It seemed every other week. Just talk about, that part of the pandemic to where it was this whole back and forth, especially with city government and, of course, with the state, the governor's orders. Looking back, just what was your perspective on how that all went and anything you do differently?
Well, I think hindsight's better than 2020 in this case. I mean, knowing what we know today, we certainly would have done things differently then. I think the decision to largely close down our non-essential businesses last spring was the most difficult decision that I've made in as a public and as a leader of our city, or even in my time on the school board. I have talked at length about that. The governor shortly thereafter took control from a statewide perspective, and I joked about him taking the keys from us when he did that. I think he did the right thing by doing that. And I as much as some of our citizens still are frustrated about having to do this or having to do that, I think when we look at the way Texas has handled this, I think we'll get good marks. I think the governor's office has pushed a lot of the right buttons. I think we've balanced lives and livelihoods very effectively. And I think Lubbock has sort of led the way. And I just really encourage people to keep doing what you're doing. It's working. And you can safely eat in our restaurants. You can safely shop in our stores. Don't let your guard down, but let's live our lives. And let's do that in a way that allows us to start feeling or start living a life that we recognize more and more every day.